Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out with YouTube's algorithm. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. That's also where full details of our brand new Coffee Club Crew channel memberships are, including members only content and exclusive perks. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am just setting up the part of the system on the back end. Do apologize. I do apologize. I just know this is the wrong blooming one now. I'm trying desperately hard to, no, go away, stupid machine. I'm trying to get the subscriber and mod only thingies working. Not subscriber and mod only thing. Sorry, there we go. Subscribers and slow mode. Subscribers is on, slow mode is on, and I'm going to set it to 20 seconds today, purely and simply because this is going to be the first stream for a while where I don't have moderators, so it's going to be an extremely interesting evening. So yeah, Necro Neil is here. Good evening, Neo. Good evening, Neil. I hope you are well. Wolf Boyo is here. Hi, everyone. Yay, you're early for once. You are, my darling. And Cover Button is here as well. If you are here live, good evening, Cover Button. I hope you're well. If you're here live, do come and say hello in the live chat. We are going to crack on with some tarot reading very, 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 very soon. And it's going to be a slightly different format today. We're just going to suck it and see. That's all we can do. We can suck it and see. We can just basically do our best. It's going to be okay. We're going to do some tarot readings. It might end up being an absolute shit show. Who knows? It doesn't matter at the end of the day, does it? It's just, you know, I'm just someone sat in front of a camera in the back room doing my best. So that's what we're going to work with. Good evening to Patricia. Hello, my darling. I hope you are well. You say good evening all. Hope everyone is good. I am good. Yes, thank you. I am good. Any updates really this week? It's been a hectic week, all considered. I will be filming the cancer update and the health update hopefully after today's stream. Actually, that's the plan, that I'm going to be doing it then. Yeah, so hopefully that will be going out over the next couple of days. You've changed Banjo's name to Bolto. What does Bolto mean then, Wolf Boyo? What does Bolto mean? I don't know what that would mean. Anyway, if you're watching this, we are doing tarot readings tonight. It's going to be a very different night compared to usual. We're just going to roll with it. We are just going to roll with it. Yeah, thank you, Neil. We'll just roll. We'll just roll with it. You should have spoken to your cousin because you named your pet Banjo. Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, right, so we are up and running. We are live. Everything is on. Let's just crack on and do some tarot readings. It all feels a little bit weird because I haven't got my main light on, which is in front of me just there. So I do need to do something. Hang on, what can I'll tell you what, I'll hit this and then I'll get the light sorted out. There we go. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? That looks a bit better. So yeah, in future weeks, I'm going to be having Nightbot on, and we'll have all of those systems running and everything. But for now, we're just going to suck it and see. We're just going to do our best. So then if you do want a tarot reading, do make sure you put your details down into the chat. You just start your question with the word question and we will go ahead and start some readings. There's not going to be a list tonight. We're just I'm going to do a reading and then I'll call for the next for whoever wants another one, whoever wants one afterwards, rather, I should say. And then we're just going to roll it like that. We're just going to roll it like that. This is the free and easy, loosey goosey. Look at me. Hang on a second. My ADHD brain is not going to let me. There we go. There was some wax that had fallen onto the top of this onto the top of this freezer next to me from the candle, and yeah, I just had to pick it off now. So there you go. He's named after a dog who saved a town in Alaska. So why, but Wolf Boyo, why is your cousin up in arms then that you called your doggo Banjo? I don't understand that bit of it. Anyway, let's have a look. What are we using tonight? I'm all over the place. I wasn't even going to stream, and then I was like, oh no, it's already listed and up and running. So let's just crack on with it, shall we? You got to get back to normality when things happen, and when things change, and when shit happens in life. You've just got to roll with the punches. There we go. We'll put a little Christmassy gonk. Put a gonk there, and we're just going to roll with it. So we're going to start some tarot. I don't know whether this has gone out on the YouTubes yet. I hope it has. It must have done. Notifications must have gone out. Is that now? Let me just check. I'm just back on the back end screen, everyone. Let me just check. Have the doodahs, technical terms, have those changes gone on the system yet? Has it gone to subscriber mode? Yes, it has. Fantastic. Right then, so we're just going to roll with it. So the deck I'm going to use at the moment is the vice versa. Oh my god, Patricia, I just found your message on the Instagram about sending me the details for this. Yes, please, that would be absolutely amazing. I've also just bought a new oracle card deck. It's called Urban Crow, and it's stunning. So I'm going to film a sort of first look, really, or it's not really a first look because I have just flicked through it, but I will film a sort of a full flick through of that coming up very, very soon if you're interested on this channel. I've also just downloaded a whole load of horror games. Absolutely, my darling. Absolutely, Patricia. I totally agree with that. So I've just downloaded a whole load of horror games on the PS4. Now, a lot of them are really cheap, sort of like £1 or 79p for one of them. So, you know, the games are going to be top-notch quality for 79p, aren't they? So I've got a couple of those coming, or are they not coming? I've got a couple of those, and the idea is that I am basically going to be... come on, brain. My brain isn't working today, can it? As you can see. So I'm going to basically be doing the games, some of them with a VR headset on, some not, and actually filming myself playing the games so you can see my reactions. Now, listen, I am not good. I love my horror films. I am not good with jump scares, and I am not good with jump scares in immersive situations. So if I've got my VR headset on, and something jumps up. When we first got the VR, there was a game that Rufus had, which is like some horror roller coaster game. Oh my god! Oh my god! I screamed. I was like oh my god! It was so horrendous. Anyway, properly screaming, properly couldn't handle it. Almost crapping myself with fear. It was that bad. And no word of a lie, it was really, really scary. So I thought, why not put yourself through that torture and let other people watch it? So I'm going to film myself playing these games, right? So it kind of goes in. Oh, there we go. It kind of goes in with the blooming. Theme of the channel, doesn't it, with witchcraft and the weird and all the horror sort of stuff. So it's going to be interesting, and hopefully that might be some fun videos. So yeah, I'm going to do that in the next couple of weeks, I think. So yeah, let me know if you want to see stuff like that, and if you want to see other content from me on this channel that is a little bit more than just doing the live tarot streams, because I do want to do more. Anyway, right, shit. Hang on, back to the drama. She went mad because she was the one who brought him home in the car, and I need to tell her everything about him, even though she gave him up after 24 hours. You don't need to tell her jack shit. You don't need to tell her anything. What I'm going to do, as people come in for readings, Neil, I'm just going to put a little star next to them, which you can't see, but I can see on my end. And then we'll just get to it through there. And we're just going to roll with it today. So it's going to be a nice, free and easy stream. No stress. She stays stressed out of her brain, off her box, off her bonce, something like that. Words. Evening, Ed. Hello, my darling. So yeah, it's just going to be a fun stream. We're just going to do some tarot and get right back to basics, and then hopefully 2023 I'm going to be doing the psychic circuit. So that is the plan. 2023 psychic circuit. Neil, I am up for recording the podcast this coming week. Up for that. I've got a hectic week at the warehouse, but we'll work something out because I really want to do it. I want to get back to everything now, as much as I can. Anyway, right, we're 13 minutes in. I'm going to do 2 more minutes of waffly, and then we're going to open the list for the tarot. So if you do want a tarot reading, do get ready to put your question in the description box, in the chat box. All you need to do is start your question with the word question, and I will get onto that for you. We're going to do as many as I can tonight. They are all 3-card readings, and we're going to see what we can do. So let me know what let me know if you want a reading. So I'm going to, I haven't even got, I was going to say I was going to show you the crow cards, but I'm not going to because they're in the other room, and I'm now sat here for the next 2 hours. So I say 2 hours, we're going to see how it goes. Right then, everybody, I think the first thing that I particularly need to do this week is a little bit of self-care. It's been an incredibly stressful week for many reasons. So let's just see what self-care we need. So let's get into it, shall we? So by the way, everyone, let me know if you would be interested in again me expanding back to doing more witchcraft content in general. I've got a whole load of ideas of things that I'm wanting to film at the moment. You're right, Neil, it could be oh, look at that, Ed. I know, my darling. I still need the address to send your letter to. I can't send it. It's written. I can't send it until you send me the address to send it to. So Insta or Facebook me your address and I'll get it posted out. I'd say tomorrow, but you know what my brain's like. It'll probably be like 3 weeks Wednesday. But no, I'll get it sent out either tomorrow or Tuesday because we've got a postal strike. So we'll get that out to you ASAP. Right then, so it is now 7:15. So officially the list is now open. So if you would like a there we go. If you would like a reading, the list is now open. All you need to do is put your word question followed by your question into the live chat, and I will get on with those for you as soon as I can. I am going to just crack on and we'll do things, and it's going to be a bit free and easy, a little bit free form, but that'll be cool tonight. So if you would like a reading, all you need to do is put the word question followed by your question in the live chat. So then we've got what have we got for self-care? We've got beauty ritual. Oh, now that's interesting. Can I get that? Oh, it's not reflective. It's just that's how it looks. So beauty ritual, it says. Now, I take this to mean whether it is doing your hair, whether it's doing your beard, whether it's doing, you know, in my case, my eye makeup, skincare routine, whatever it is, taking a little bit of time out to pamper yourself is really important. That is really important, and to do it in a way that feels empowering. So for example, before I came on today, I didn't have any of my eyeshadow on, and I was like, oh, I can't go on the live because I've got no makeup on. And then I was like, right, let's just do it really quickly. It's the most basic of anything that I've done today. Super basic, but it's some eyeshadow. Now, what I do like to do is I like to sit and play and do colors and all of those wonderful things. But today, obviously, because of the fact that I had to get on and do the stream, and because I wasn't planning to, and then it all was blah, blah, it basically meant that I didn't have very much time. So my beauty routine literally was, like, get it done, let's get online. So yes, so interesting. Second card we've got for our self-care oracle is clean your space. Now, I must admit, this is not something I'm good at, and Rufus is very good at cleaning, but unfortunately, when he cleans, I stress. My brain just shuts down because I can't deal with things being moved very well, but that's an ADHD thing. So yes, clean your space, but I would, there's different ways to clean, isn't there? So for me, it would be a case of chuck out shit that I don't need rather than, you know, go around with a mop and a broom and a duster and all of those lovely things. Thank you, Wolf Boyo. I've got your question in. I'll get to you very much first. And then the last of our 3 self-care oracle cards. There we go, bit of a double drop. We are going to do, so the message for today is, what's that say? Oh, flow like water. Go with the flow. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's really interesting. Cover button. I've got yours highlighted as well. I will do what I can. So then, look at this. Beauty ritual. This is for all of us, by the way, not just for me personally. So beauty ritual. Take some time to do whatever you need to feel as pretty on the outside or as handsome on the outside, as wonderful on the outside as you feel or as you could feel on the inside. So whatever that means for you, if it means having a bath and shaving your legs and whatever, do that. If it means putting on some lovely nail varnish, do that. If it means going for a full-on spa day, do that. Whatever it is that is part of your beauty routine, do that. I am back to doing my skincare quite a lot at the moment, and I'm really enjoying that process. Then we've got clean your space. Again, physical space. It could be emotional space, getting rid of some of that baggage, having a bit of an emotional clear out as well as a physical clear out. We've taken some stuff up to the charity shop today, and actually even up to the tip to get rid of some crap from our lives. And then the last one there, flow like water. Go with the flow, whatever life, whichever direction life takes you, just absolutely go with it, chill with it, and just have a nice, flowy, relaxy time like this. This is how it goes. And obviously that's something that I need to do. In fact, I need to do all 3 of these. So yeah, I know. I feel like the cards are calling me out, Wolf Boyo, let alone calling you out. We've got Blue Chalice Arts in the chat. Hello to Holland. How are you, my darling? I hope you are well. We've got Little Miss Budget in the chat. Hello to you, my darling. Hope you are well. We've got Ed saying, how are we all doing this delightful Sunday? Is it delightful for you? We actually went to Costa today. So, you know, that's always a Costa day is always a good day. It really is. And I didn't buy another mug, buy another coffee cup today. I didn't buy another one. This is the one I bought last week. So I am resisting the coffee cups because, like, you know, I've only got one mouth. I know it's a big mouth, but even I've only got one mouth. Right then, so let's crack on without mods, without anything. Let's just crack on and see what happens tonight then. So who have I got? Let's see if I can do this. Who have I got first up? Wolf Boyo, you're up first. Come and just say hello in that there chat. Cover button, I will get to you very shortly. So Wolf Boyo, do come and say hello in the live chat. And then I know that you're still here and you haven't gone off chasing after little banjo or anything. By the way, for those of you that are watching for the very first time, I've been a tarot reader for over years now. So 20 years, that's a long time. Wolf Boyo's here, fabulous. It's a long time. I started reading when I was, now I keep saying when I was 21, but I think I might have been even slightly younger than that. So obviously if I was 19 or 20 picking up tarot cards, as you can imagine, that's at least 10 years ago now. So, you know, boy, does that make me, I know, right? It's more, getting on for 30. No, it's not quite that much, is it? Not quite that much. But I've been reading for about 26, 27 years. The way I read is very intuitive. The way I read is quite different to other tarot readers. And the way I read uses my lovely dragons. Now, what do I mean by dragons? They're not physical embodiment of dragons. I don't have fire-breathing pets, although I do have lizard pets. The dragons are literally the embodiment of ethereal energy, of spiritual energy. So they take on 5 different forms to represent the 5 different elements. And that elemental energy somehow, that energy comes through and is a conduit between me, the Akashic records, and I get information downloaded into my brain about you. You watching this, right? Yeah, yep. And I know what you did. I know what you did last week. Yep, it gets straight and implanted into here through the cards. So tarot can be quite Terror can be quite personal. So, as we always say, you do have to be 18 years of age or over. I don't do any medical, sorry, I will not answer medical questions because I am not a trained doctor. I won't answer legal questions because I'm not a trained lawyer. I won't answer counselling questions because although I have some counselling training, I am not a professional counsellor, and nor will I answer sort of financial advice. Like, you know, I'm not going to tell you to go in buy 25 million pounds worth of stocks in, I don't know, name a company. I'm not going to do any of that because I'm not a professional. This is for entertainment purposes only. I do have to specify that, but we can be quite accurate. So because this is on the interwebs, and because once we have posted anything on the interwebs in 2022, almost said 2021, once we posted anything at this time at this time of the world, it's on the internet forever. So the Wayback Machine, other machines, once you type anything at all, that is it. It is done. It is dusted. There is no going back. Even if I was to delete the streams, to close down my YouTube channel, all of that, that information can still be held and can still be read by people today, let alone people in 5-10 years time. Okay, all of that being said, we're going to crack on with the readings. Wolf Boyo, you are the first one up. Holland, I've got your comment there. Look, one can never have too many coffee cups. There are some lovely cauldron ones in Home Bargains for £3.50 with Disney villainesses on them. Mine has Ursula. I would have Ursula as well. To be fair, I would have Ursula. Am I playing Whamageddon? What's Whamageddon? I don't know what that is. I would also be Ursula, yes, because you poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one's longing to be thinner. This one wants to be a girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Anyway, Wolf Boyo, we got off topic. I've had lots of coffee today, so hopefully that's helping the ADHD, but it does also mean I'm a little bit manic. Anyway, let's get cracking with the knacking, and let's have our first little doodah. Now, this isn't going to be, I'm not putting timestamps on after this because I won't remember them, but this is just to separate the stream. It just marks a nice little bookend for the energy. So then, dragons, we have our lovely Wolf Boyo here. Wolf Boyo is wanting a, oh, there we go. Wolf Boyo is wanting a reading, and Wolf Boyo says, question, should I explain to my cousin I feel she's being controlling with me over Bolto and taking advantage of me with my money? So basically, dragons, what Wolf Boyo is wanting to know, should they confront the cousin about the way that the cousin is acting? We've got some specifics there, so you can tap into that if you like. Oh, we've got wispy energy coming through. This is a very never-ending story. We've got very much wispy energy coming through at the moment, so cards are wanting to jump and flip and all sorts. So then, wispy, Wolf Boyo, almost got that round the wrong way. Wolf Boyo would like to know, should they confront the cousin over the things that they are doing at the moment? Let's have a look. There's no flicky card, so there's no modifier or clarifying card today, so we're just going to read the cards as they land. So then, 1, 2 and 3. I have to look at you while I do that so I don't get prior knowledge of the cards. Right, interesting. Oh, very interesting. So then, in the past position, we've got the 5 of Wands. Now, the 5 of Wands in this case is, Wands for me is normally about security, about your confidence, and it can also be about how you defend yourselves in times of trouble. Mother Mary comforts, no, about how you literally defend yourself and how you handle conflict, I guess, especially this card. Look at it. You can see these two guys here have basically picked up their staves, and they're going to have one of those, like, it looks like they could be Morris men doing the inflatable bladder things, you know, ka-ching, 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 all of that jizz. But if you actually look at them, yeah, they are actually like squaring up for battle. Now, this one is fine. This is almost sparring compared to this one where they are fighting out with a volcano. So this is the more positive side. Now, what this would say is that in the past, you've had disagreements, but disagreements that have been on a more friendly basis. But that feels like that's changing at the moment, because it really does feel like whatever's going on with the pup and whatever this issue is, it's like it's not the reason you two are not getting on at the moment, but it's kind of like it's the excuse. Does that make sense? It's the excuse. So it is literally, I've got your head. I'll sort it. It is literally, I'll have to do it in a second. Sorry, we've got trolling going on the Facebook page, so let me very quickly jump across and do. Ancestor Morgan, you are a scamming motherfucker. You are now reported. Spam, and I believe that should block you. Hide all. Oh no, and block you. There we go. Block. Confirmed. You are now completely blocked and hidden from the channel. So thank you very much for popping in today. Unfortunately, that does mean that, you know, you're off, you're done, goodbye. But Wolf Boyo, basically what I'm saying is, like, if it was this way round, then it would be proper animosity going on at the moment and bringing in the wider sort of family and community around you. This way round, it's still erring on the side of friendship. So there are still ways that you can confront your cousin. You can sort of maybe say something without it being too disastrous. However, hold off before you go and do that until the end of this reading, because in the present we've got the star. Now I think this is you at the moment. Now if you look, the star is otherwise known as the water carrier. I believe it's the Aquarius astrological sign. I don't know because I don't do astrology. Anyway, I know, right? I'm a bad witch. I don't know my North Star rising from my second house and don't know any of that bollocks, right? I've never really done that. So I think this is Aquarius. I think that's the water carrier. I'm not sure. Anyway, how I interpret this card is literally, look, it's the star is a little bit wishful thinking. It's a little bit looking on the idealistic side. It's a little bit kind of being in that situation where you are literally like wanting the best things to happen in almost that dreamy sort of, not reality, lived happily ever after type phase. But I've got to say, the thing about the star is that it's also very good at calming situations down, because we're dealing with that water. And as we had with the self-care oracle card about going with the flow, once we've got that water energy involved, it really is talking about kind of being a little bit malleable. So having a conversation, but being prepared to see which way it goes. Now, this is really important because I think that whilst you've had a good relationship with it, I think this puppy is going to be the excuse that is wanted if your cousin wants to have a go about something else, because we've got the 5 of Swords. Swords is trouble and strife, as you know, on this channel. Swords is all about conflict. It's about literally knocking heads. It's about having all of those issues. It's objects. It's oh my God, what is the word I'm looking for? Anyway, it's obstacles. Thank you very much, brain. It's the obstacles involved. It's the challenges. It's all of those battles that you're going to have. And the fact that we've got a 5 either side of the star basically is quite interesting, because that pattern, what you've got in the 5 of Wands is very much a defensive, a sort of, oh yeah, ha ha ha, oh, you know, never mind, oh, you said that thing, and you know, if I didn't know you were kidding, I could have taken offense, but luckily I know it's only you, so that's fine. And what we've got with the 5 of Swords at the other end is, oh, you better watch what you're saying to me. You better watch what you're saying to me, because actually, do you know what? I ain't taking that. And with that star in the middle, you've got that kind of element of almost that fantasy. And it's almost that feeling, Wolf Whale, of kind of like that dream family. It's like you want your cousin to be really close and loving and supportive, whereas actually there might be that animosity there, particularly because we've got this bookending going on in the past and then the future with these 2 5s. So it does really feel like you need to be a little bit careful with this, and also you need to maybe see things how they really truly are. And that can be what this star is basically giving you a warning for in the present. It's like you're wanting this wish, this happy ever after moment, and it may well be that that isn't something that's feasible, and it may well be that whatever the underlying issues are that the puppy is bringing to a head, that actually those issues need to be dealt with, and the puppy's kind of the excuse. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, I think just be very careful of how the conversation is going to go with this 5 of Swords. It feels like it's going to be quite a double-edged sword. It's going to be quite like, you know, what is it, forked tongue, where they'll say something and it will be like, you could take it that they're being really snarky, whereas actually it could be that they are being snarky, they're just trying to underplay it, you know, like a backwards compliment, all of that sort of stuff. And it feels very much like that can be the pattern here, that whenever you have this conversation, because I do think it's going to need to be brought to a head, because otherwise it's going to continue down the line. But I think whatever you say, just be very mindful of how your words can be misinterpreted, but also how their words can as well. Be very, very precise and make sure that you say exactly what you mean, and that there aren't any way of kind of, you know, that second meaning, if you make sense. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, go with it. Have the conversation. Your question is literally about whether or not you should, you feel she's been controlling you, and should you have this conversation? Absolutely, absolutely. But just be prepared that if she has been controlling you, and if she has been taking money or using your money and you've been paying for things, she's not going to want that gravy train to end, is she? She's going to want that to continue. So she's going to deny it all. And then she's probably going to erupt and say things like, you know, how dare you possibly upset me like that? How dare you accuse me? I'm your cousin, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, just be aware of that. But my friend, that is going to be your reading for tonight. Hopefully that helps. Let us know in the weeks to come, won't you, how things go? And I will hopefully speak to you again very soon. Hopefully that helps, my darling. But that is your reading for tonight. Right, if you are new here and you've never had a reading before, oh, there we go. Look, you do have an idealistic view of how I want family to be and generally fantasize about it. That's the star. And your cousin can be quite snarky. There we go. I said snarky, grumpy, and throw accusations about. So yeah, it does make a lot of sense. Wow. She's got you paying for a rent. Oh no, F that. F that. No, 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 no. Just stop paying for it then. Just stop paying for the rent. Just stop paying for the rent. That's it. Dead easy. Smiley Bra, I've got your message in. I will get to you very, very soon. But yeah, all I would say, Wolf Boyo, is just be prepared for one hell of a reaction from them, because I really do get the impression that they are going to blow it all out of all proportion and then try and blame you for being a bad person, especially if you've been paying their rent and their bills and everything else for the last God knows how long. So yeah, Smiley Bra, I'll get to you very soon, my darling. You're new here. Well, welcome very much. Welcome very much. Welcome to the channel. You are very, very welcome. We are a warm and friendly bunch here on this channel. So then let's just have a little look. See, who have I got next on my little list? Right, we've got Cover Button up next. Cover Button, if you are still here in the live, come and say hello. I am going to, I will press the ding dong and have... None of these words make sense. I'm going to press and change the energy for you, my darling, and we will cleanse right now. There we go. So hopefully Cover Button has said hello in the live. There you go. I'm free. Fabulous. Right then, Cover Button, I have your question up in front of me. Oops. What? She wants, bear with us, Cover Button. This is ridiculous. She wants £110, and it's not the first time she's done that. She's accused me of killing 2 of her pets in our last argument. Oh my God. Talk about toxic family members. I mean, boy, can I relate to that. But yeah, absolutely. Just have that conversation, be prepared for some fallout, and just make sure that whatever happens, Wolf Boyo, that you are safe afterwards and that your money is safe as well. That's all part of it. When times are hard and friends are few, we need to look after ourselves first. It's the same thing if you're on an aeroplane. That's what they tell you. You put your mask on and then you help the old lady or the child or the, you know, poorly sick person next to you. You help them second. You help yourself first. Otherwise, there are 2 patients or 2 flyers, 2 passengers that need help rather than just 1. So again, look after yourself. Look after, you know, make sure you've got all of your bills covered and everything else. and don't feel bad about refusing to give her £110 for jack shit. Anyway, I hope that helps. Cover button. So I've got your question. No, I don't want to end the broadcast. Cover button, here we go. Question: how will the next few months go? A nice loose one. So then, dragons, I'll give you a nice cleansing ding dong. So dragons, cover button would like to know how the next couple of months are going. Now, as always, cover button, we only really see here on this channel about 6 weeks. Oh, we've got a card flipped. I'll come to that in a second. We only really see about 6 weeks or so into the future, but we can certainly look at things for you. So here we go. Let's have a little look. Don't forget, everybody, if you want a reading that isn't live on the interwebs and therefore a one that's a little bit more private, you can go across to that's Rufus. You can go across to where is it? Fiverr.com/beyond authentic. My brain is really not functioning, and you can go and book a reading over there. Right then, so cover button, I'm going to move the gonk because you do have a modifying card. Now, this is interesting. Okay, your modifier is the Tower. Now, this version of the Tower is the one that most people are aware of. Okay, so it depicts, I believe it's supposed to be the Tower of Babel, but it's basically depicting something that you've put a lot of time and energy and effort into, and you have built up, and it's something that's really important to you, and then it completely comes crumbling down around you. Katrina, good afternoon. Katrina, good evening rather. I hope you're well as well. I've just seen we've got some new folks in. So yeah, so quite often you'll see that Tower card like that, where you can see the Tower has been struck by lightning, by the force of an outside energy, and then the people involved have jumped and they're burning and they're falling. Yours has come up like this. So it's like at the moment, things haven't quite got as cataclysmic as they could be, but they could be heading that way. It feels like something that you have built up recently and spent a lot of time and effort building, something that you've worked really hard about, that you're really passionate about, has changed. And it feels like it's either been attacked or it's kind of falling down around your ears a little bit. Now, it could be that literally this is like your sense of who you are. It could be something as much as big and important as that, or it could mean something physical. So it could be a project you've been working on. It could literally be something you physically built. Let's go into the cards and let's see if we can get any more of an idea from the cards. So then I'm going to cut the deck. There we go. You've got a single drop deck, single drop cut, sorry. I like that. 1, 2, and 3. And so in the past, so the energy that you are taking into the next few weeks, we've got the 9 of Wands. So again, this is talking about having built up a certain amount of security. Wands, as you know, is all about that bricks and mortar security, but also about defending what is yours, basically defending everything. You can, Katrina, I will add you onto the list now, my darling. Ed says, really important update, England have just scored in the footy. Thank you for that, Ed. Thanks, that's good. Keep us informed. Go England, do the sport ball. So the 9 of Wands is talking about like getting almost to the end where you are secure. It's like your bricks and mortars in place, you've got your defenses up, you've got your guards, your garrison of soldiers are all like protecting everything. Everything is almost done. Like it's like you've gone from the 3 little pigs, right? You've gone from your straw hut and now you're in your brick house. You're just waiting for the carpenter to come along and the locksmith to put the front door on properly and give you that big double lock, right? So everything's almost there. And this is in the past position. And it's really interesting you've got the Tower, because it feels like whatever you've been building up, whatever you've been working on, it's almost there. You're almost at that sort of payoff point, but you're not quite there yet. Now, interestingly, oops, I'm trying to move my chair forward. That's interesting, isn't it? Interestingly, in your present, you've got the 3 of Cups. Now, Cups is all about your emotion. So there is something quite emotional investment here. So I think this is something very much more around your mental self rather than, and your emotional self rather than your physical bricks and mortar. So again, this feels very much more like you've been doing some inner work, and everything has been kind of, you're getting to that point where things are starting to pay off. You're feeling a lot more confident, especially because the Three of Cups is one. So Cups is all about emotions. It's all about our feelings. It can represent love life, friendships, all of that. But the Three is very much that next step of putting down your roots and wanting to take that next step. So whether that is like having children, having pets, you know, getting a long-term job or a long-term commitment to where you are in life. And coming off this Nine of Wands, I think you've kind of felt recently that you were almost at that adult point, you know what I mean? So it's almost like where you're like, okay, things are going grand, and now I'm going to get a mortgage, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to, you know, move out, or whatever it is, these big life moments. And it feels like you were getting ready for all of that. And then things have started to go a little bit wibbly. And I think things are wibbly because of somebody else's actions. And the reason I'm saying that is that we've got the King of Swords. Now, this King of Swords, this is coming up in your future. So this is over the next few weeks to come. This King of Swords, this way up, is waiting. It's a patient, but this is like your headmaster. Okay, this is you sat waiting to go and see the headmaster at school, and the headmaster's a bit of a, you know, not necessarily angry, blows up, violent, but just a little bit nasty. And it's got that kind of hint of vindictiveness. You know what I mean? There's that hint of like, if they wanted to, they could really F your life up. And there's this element here where they really, really calm on the surface, really like, look at me, I am the King of Swords, everything's grand. Whereas actually, they've got this, look at the reverse. Look at this energy. It's like, whoa, fire and brimstones and everything and lightning and grr. So they are on the surface really tight, keeping things really like pursed lips, really kind of in control, focused. But there is that underlying element of quite nastiness there. And it feels like, because you've got the King of Swords coming up in the future, and the way that the Tower has landed for you, it's like that is just happening now. It hasn't quite got to the point where everybody's jumping out in, you know, burning and fleeing the burning tower. You know, we're not quite at that point yet. We've just got the first strike. So you've still got time to get out of this situation. You've still got time to make some changes before things turn to really, really turn to shit. So hopefully, whoever this guy is, this is giving you a little bit of warning about their true nature, because they're coming across to you at the moment like firm but fair, whereas actually they're firm but vindictive. And so that's something that just try really hard to be mindful of with whoever this person is, whatever's going on around you right now, whatever this situation is that feels like it's kind of almost being the rug being pulled out from under your feet at the last minute. There's almost that energy about this. But whoever this person is that's pulling the rug, just be careful, because they are not necessarily someone you want to cross. It almost feels like a smiling assassin. And I don't know why I'm saying that, but it also links back into this idea of the Tower, because the smiling assassin is that person that you don't know, that literally comes off as your friend and then stabs you in the back. And boy, do I know this from recent, Jesus, somebody that is absolutely, you know, saying that they're your friend and doing lots of really good positive things, whereas actually at the first instance where you don't do what they want, or they perceive that you don't do what they want, they turn around and stab you in the back. And it's very much that. It's very much, whilst you're useful to them, they, you know, this person here can be very much apparently a friend, apparently an ally, but the minute you stop being useful to them in some way, they're gonna not only take away that support. So again, example of a mortgage, it's almost like your mortgage lender going, actually, we've decided because of the uncertainty in the market, we're going to cancel that whole mortgage scheme right now. And if you want a mortgage, instead of paying £20,000 deposit that you've got, you now need to pay £75,000 deposit. Oh, and by the way, you need to pay it by December the 15th. And you go, what? But, well, if you want the house, that's what you need to do now, you know. But hey, it could be worse, because like we've kept it at 75,000. It could have been 100. It's that kind of energy, you know what I mean? Where it's like at the last minute, they're like just slapping you in the face, whilst also saying it's for your own good. There's that element to it. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if it does, Cover Button. I don't know if you can take it, but hopefully that helps. It really does feel like this rug's been pulled recently, and whoever's pulling it is definitely someone that you want to be very, very wary of. So yeah, I hope that helps. Let me know in the comment section, by the way, if you can take it. Right, let's go back to the comments. But anyway, thank you very much, Cover Button. That is your reading for today. Brian's watching the football, says Holland. Slightly behind as he paused it. So thanks to your info, I said they're about to score, and they did. And now you're the household oracle. Ed, you need to keep telling us. This is going to be so funny. Ed, you need to keep telling us what's happening. If there's a pitch invasion, if somebody flashes, or they won't do that in Qatar, will they? They get their head shot off. But you know, if half the football team come out as gay, I mean, again, they won't be doing that in Qatar. But yeah, whatever happens, like, give us an update, and then I can pass it on to Holland, and then Holland can be like, oh, I've got this strange feeling there's going to be a substitution because someone's going to do their ankle in. Oh. If that happens now, then, you know, we're all psychic. Anyway, Wolf Boyo. Oh, no, hang on. I was getting back to the messages, wasn't I? Oh, thank you, Patricia. I'll say hi to Rufus. You can relate so much. Take your care. Put yourself first. You're the most important one in life. Exactly. Exactly. I think we don't remember that, do we, Patricia? We don't remember that. Katrina Page, yes, you can get a reading and insight in your love life. Let me just have a little look. See, yep, I've added that onto the list. We've scored again. Oh, Holland, they've scored again. 2-0 coming up. 2-0 coming up was the easiest goal. A really simple goal, Holland. Quick, go now. Go. A simple goal, really easy. Oh, it's gonna be another goal. It's gonna be a really easy goal coming up. We're gonna score another one soon. Yay! Oh, no problem, Cover Button. I really do hope that helps. Unfortunately, it's probably not the news that you wanted, but yeah, it's the message that the cards are giving you, my friends. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Don't forget, if you want a tarot reading from me tonight, all you need to do is put the word question followed by your question in the live chat. You do obviously need to be subscribed here on the YouTube, and also you need to wait at least 5 minutes after you've subscribed before you are able to comment, just because that's how long it takes for YouTube system to recognize that you have been subscribed. Apart from that, the rest of the details are scrolling along on the bottom of the screen. We're not going to close the list. It's not going to reopen. We're just going to keep going all the way through. Let me see if I can put anything else on. What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. There is a new subscriber offer, by the way, over on Fiverr.com. I say new, there is a subscriber offer. If you would like a full 10-card reading, and only pay for a 6-card reading, get yourself a bit of a discount. We are running that until the end of the year. All you need to do is put the word weirdling, spelled exactly how it is just there. Look, it's just going across. Put the word weirdling into that over on Fiverr.com, and that will get you your discount. So basically you pay for a 6-card reading and I'll give you a full 10-card reading, and I might even throw in an oracle card or two, just depending on how the readings go. Don't forget also that readings here on the interwebs are completely public. We are broadcasting on YouTube and on Facebook, and basically in 2022, whatever you put on the internet will stay on the internet forever, even if you try and scrub your account like Balenciaga did with all the pictures and everything that they did recently, and all the scandal. They deleted everything off their Instagram, but we've all seen it. We all know what's going on, and unfortunately the internet is like that. So if you would rather not share your intimate personal details and have me reveal that you've secretly been having an affair with your mother's brother's second cousin's daughter's yoga teacher's brother 3 times removed, or whatever it is that you're doing. If you don't want me to reveal you've been secretly embezzling funds from that pension account, if you don't want me to reveal that you've been having an affair with one of your secretaries, even when you decide you decreed that the whole world, the whole country must be in lockdown and you can't possibly move out of your little bubble, but if you do, then you could possibly even be arrested, even though you yourself are secretly knocking off a secretary, even though you yourself have laid down these laws and were married at the time, Matt Hancock, then get yourself a private reading. That's all I'm going to say. We can sometimes reveal very personal information on here. So then let's have a look. I know there's only three weeks left of the year. I know I've got all sorts of plans for next year. I will be sorting out things like Nightbots over the coming weeks and lots of things like that. We're going to be doing all sorts of stuff, hopefully, for next year. I'm being really careful about announcing anything at the moment, because every time I announce something, my health just takes another wibble, and that basically means that everything just gets cancelled, and I just look like the flakiest motherfucker going, and I really don't want that to happen. I really don't want to be promising you stuff. I've got so many things planned. I had so many things planned for Halloween, for Samhain content on both channels. I've got tarot decks and things that I wanted to show you all, but just with my health, there's just been a bit shit. So I'm holding off on the plans for next year, but there are plans in place. So yeah, hopefully that will be interesting. Right then, let's have a look at who is up next on my list. Let me take that one off. We've done that one. We've done that one. Smiley Bruh. Smiley Bruh. Bruh. Not a Smiley Bra. Patricia, I know you're like me. Us older girls, when we say bra, we think of over-shoulder boulder holders, right? But look, here we go. Look, it's like this. Smiley bruh, bruh, bruh. Nice one, bruh. I think that's how you say it. Not bra, not a smiley bra. That's a whole different thing. But smiley bra, if you are here, then come and say hello in the live chat, so I know that you haven't gone and I don't know, started to watch Netflix. By the way, has anyone got any good recommendations on Netflix? There we are. Look, there we go. There we go. Smiley bra, you are here. There you are. Look, there you go. That's so weird because on my screen it's the other way around. But anyway, there you are. Look, fabulous. How to make the gods laugh. Tell them your plans. Exactly. Exactly. That's why you keep stum. Right then, Smiley Bra, let's have a look at your question. See, now I could just think of a bra with like 2 eyes and then the underwire is the smiley. That's all I can think in my head now. I know, right? My poor brain. Question, what? Hang on. What can you look forward to for your finance or business? Okie dokie. Let's have a look. So then, dragons. Smiley Bro is a new subscriber to the channel and would like to know what they can look forward to for their financial. Woo! We've had 2 cards jump. I don't think that is classed as that was an error on my part rather than a card jumping. Dragons, if you want a card to jump, you're going to have to make a single card jump. We don't do 2 or 3 or 4. That's just mine. Or 7. That's just my poorly hands. So, single card only, dragons. You know the score. We've got water. Why have I got water? And I'm dropping all the cards. We've got water energy coming in. Oh, we haven't had this dragon in for a long, long time. Hello, my friend. Right, we've got 1 drop. And oh, interesting. It's the Chariot. So this is your modifying card, the Chariot reversed. So this means that things could possibly be getting a little bit away from you, but there is definitely a journey to come. There is definitely a step from where you are now to what is coming in the weeks and months to come. So that's really interesting. Now, for me, the Chariot reversed in this position. Oh, you can't really see it like that, can you? Because the reflection, there you go. The Chariot reversed in this position. It's talking about things moving maybe at a bit of a faster pace. Texting what it wants. Okay, fabulous. What should I look forward to? Yeah, fabulous. No worries, Smiley. I've got it. Everyone seems to be loving Wednesday on Netflix. I haven't started watching that yet, but I'm going to. Thank you, Holland. So this is really talking here. Look, this is really talking about things getting a little bit ahead of you. That kind of feeling of putting the cart before the horses. So yes, there is a journey, but also you've got this element at the moment where it feels like things could possibly go a little bit quick, a little bit faster than you were kind of anticipating. I don't know if that makes sense, Smiley Bra, but we'll have a look at what the cards say. This is just the overall clarifying meaning at the moment. So we're going to do your drop, because as soon as a single card jumps, that means the dragons are ready. And again, for new subscribers here, is there any more? No. For new subscribers here, when I talk about dragons, I'm talking about basically elemental energy, and I see that energy, visualize that energy in the form of dragons. So there's 5 different types of energy. Each of that types of energy is linked to a different type of dragon. When we've got our sort of the water dragon energy coming in, it's a very, very different feeling. It's a little bit more calm. Right, okay. So the tarot deck is separated into 2 different sets, right? So we've got the minor arcana and the major arcana. The minor arcana are the sort of nuanced cards. They're all the cards that just kind of like bubble along. The major arcana are the ones that are the headliners. These are the ones that you always see in the news, in the press, in films. Now, the major arcana, you've got 3 of them in a 4-card reading. So this is an important reading, okay? So the Chariot is one of the major cards. We've also got, now please, before I pull this card up, do not, Smiley Bra, do not panic, do not fear this card. It doesn't mean what it means. I'll explain. We've got the Death card. Now this does not mean a death. This does not mean the end of someone's life. This means a change, a fundamental change has happened recently. So whatever this is, if this is where things are now starting to move forward in your business, this change has been a fundamental one. Massive, huge transformation has happened in the last few weeks. Now that could be a positive or it could be a negative. I don't know yet, because I haven't really studied how the cards are interacting. But this Death card, the transformation card, it's all about there being literally going from light to dark, from night to day. It is that big a change. It's almost like, you know, what's his name, Jeff Bezos, right? Oh, I've got very little money, and then all of a sudden I invent this thing, and now all of a sudden, a little while later, I'm the world's richest person. And there is just that element of it, and it's that big a change. It's that big a shift that has happened. Now, in this case, the Death card is really signifying this move, this shift. You understand? Fantastic. It really is talking about this point of transformation. It's almost like there's no way back now. Like that past life before this shift happened is now closed to you. Think about like Marvel Universe. The timeline has now changed. We are now in a different alternative universe where what was can never, ever, ever, you can't go back to that way of life again. Whatever that was, whether that was a positive or negative change, you can't go back there. You are now on this new path. Now, the new path also has a major arcana card. We've got the High Priestess looking forward. So this is the front on, this is not the reverse, this is the standard High Priestess card. Now, in this case, the High Priestess is a very, very powerful card. She talks about insight, and she talks about leadership. She talks about having this element of taking people and molding them, guiding them, and bringing people forward, but in a very authoritative way. So she is the leader because she is the most highly respected and the most highly learned. She's not the leader because everybody loves her universally. If you think about it, it's like the difference between the Queen of England and King Charles. Everybody loves the Queen, or loved the Queen. Not everybody loves King Charles. And there's that same thing. They're both got the same element. You know, they're both the king and the queen. They're both the rulers, the monarchs. But one, you were like, oh, it's the Queen, isn't she lovely? And King Charles, you're a bit like, oh, but he was involved with Diana and he was having an affair. There's that different feeling. In this case, whatever you're doing right now, whatever the changes have made, you need to step up. So you're asking about your finances and how your business is going. You need to lead this business. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. Get off your ass, lead this business. Take the bull by the horns, grab the bull by the bollocks, whatever you want to say, grab it and make it what you want it to be. So this, if this is your business, you have to define it. You have to be the leader. And it may be really alien to you, and it may be something that you're not entirely comfortable with, but you have to find a way of being comfortable, because the high priestess doesn't look back. She does not look back. There is a tangent time, everybody. There's a Star Trek Next Gen episode where the captain and the doctor are mysteriously mind melded, if you like. They're linked. And there's this moment where, like, they're in this place and the doctor says, "Where do we go?" And the captain says, "We're going this way." And the doctor says, "You don't know. You've got no idea which way to go. Does this all the time?" And the captain says, "Yes, I can't show nerves. I can't show that I don't understand where I'm going. I have to say where we go. And even if it's wrong, I have to be convinced and convince my team, my spaceship. I have to convince my officers that this is, I know where I'm going, and I have to say it with confidence." And this is talking about the high priestess right now. You have to be able to say, "This is what we're doing, and we're going to go in Q3. I see profits of 52.7% above annual stuff," right? You need to be able to do that confidently and say to your business partners and say to the people that work for you, "And this is why we're doing this, and actually these are the rules that are coming in on Monday, and we want a staff meeting, and if you don't obey these," that's what you need. You need to be the Elon Musk about things. And then in the next few weeks to come, so this is probably going to take us up to maybe towards the end of January, we've got the 6 of Cups. Now this is really interesting, because you've got on this side being really authoritative, and on this side we've got bringing the community with you. Now it is the reversal. So if you look, the daytime card, it's all nice and pretty. The nighttime card, you need to basically, how can I put this? When you're the boss, you need to be the boss. So if you're really good friends with the people that work under you, they need to make sure, or you need to make sure, that yes, you can be really relaxed in the workplace and really chill, and they can bring their dogs to work and all of that lovely stuff. You can do all of this really friendly stuff. But when the line is drawn, when the end of the day comes, you then are the boss. The buck stops with you. And so there has to be a bit of a divide between you and the workforce, or you and the people around you. There has to be this little element, and it might not be comfortable, but to be able to step up and be able to lead going forward, you need to kind of, you know, do the work party, but maybe you're not the one that is staying. I don't know, say if you put $500 behind, I don't know how much drinks are, I don't know where you are, but anyway, say you put $500 behind the bar, and you say to all your work, you know, all to your staff, "We're going, you know, we're going to have a few drinks and we'll have a meal, I'll pay for that." But then interestingly, before that money runs out, you have to leave. You have to go home and let your staff let their hair down. It's all well and good being there and part of it, and you can be there for part of it, but then also you don't really want them seeing you absolutely shit-faced dancing on tables. I mean, not that I'm talking from personal experience. Dancing on tables, kicking your legs in the air, falling over, you know, whatever, while singing badly at karaoke. You may not want them to see you like that. You may want to keep an air of sort of professionalism, depending on what your job is. Obviously, if you work very closely as a team, forget all of that and be really close. But you need to make sure that there is that definition, because you have to step into this role. This is a major arcana card, and she's absolutely telling you that you are the one that needs to lead. Hopefully that makes sense. It does feel like, you know, for you, in your shoes, it feels like you're a little bit like, shit, things have taken off a little bit faster than we thought they would, but actually we need to just keep going. And yeah, just step up, step into that role and believe it, embody it. If you don't have faith in yourself, have faith in the person that has faith in you, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? All of this, all of it resonates. I know it does. I absolutely know it does. This sounds ridiculous, and this is me stepping into my own high priestess role. Okay, I am a bloody good tarot reader. The fact that this is free on the internet is in no way a reflection of my abilities, okay? I am a bloody good tarot reader. That is something I will say. I might not be good at a lot of things, but this is something I am fucking crash hot at. And the reason I'm crash hot at it is because I leave myself open. I allow myself to experience and accept the information that is given to me. Now, and also I pass it straight on. I don't hold it. I don't try and modify it. Now, I am able to say that I'm a bloody good tarot reader because over the years I've had that expressed, and I've also had it proven. And I've also seen a shitload of really not good tarot readers. So I am able to, and I might say in other parts of my life, you know, I can't really do that. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. This is something I am crash hot at. And having that confidence of being able to say to somebody, yeah, actually, I'm not arrogant. I'm not, you know, blowing smoke up my own arse. This is something I have put a lot of work, a lot of practice and a lot of training into. And it means I'm quite skilled at this skill set. And it's the same for you. You need to be able to embody that confidence as the boss, to stand up and say, you need to basically be like Beyonce or Kim Kardashian or even Trump, right? Trump, even when everyone's saying to him, oh my God, you are an orange what's it with the worst wig known to man. What the hell are you talking about, you weirdo, right? No one's ever going to take you seriously. No one's ever going to vote for you. You've got so many scandals. What the hell are you talking about? But his brashness, just basically look what he did. Hate the man, but look what he did. And it's the same. Look at Beyonce. Look at any major person in that sort of position. They have their confidence. They have that belief in themselves. And that is what you need, Smiley Bra. With that, I'm going to leave you with that, my darling. I'm going to leave you with that, my friend. And that is your reading for today. I hope you can take it. And yeah, let us know. Come back in a few weeks' time. Let us know what's going on. And don't forget, if you want a crash hot, super hot, but if you want a crash hot tarot reader for company bookings, you can book me on fiverr.com/beyond authentic, where you can book a 10-card reading, a 3-card reading, or a 6-card reading. So if you want that, let me know. I am quite happy to be on retainer, be someone's personal tarot reader every few weeks. Hook me up. But anyway, that is your reading for today. And also remember us, when you're a multi-million pound company and you've got a huge like stocks and shares and everything else going on, give us a couple of shares, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm joking, sort of. But anyway, that's it for you, my darling, and hopefully I will speak to you again very soon. Let's now have a look at our next readers. I'm going to go into the chat now and have a little look-see. So Ed's talking on Facebook about the fact that readings can't be done via Facebook. The only way you get a reading is on YouTube's. Yes, Ed is our moderator on the Facebook page. So if you would like a tarot reading, you do need to come over to the YouTube channel. It is, oh, I tell you what, hang on. Where's me banner? Where's me banners? There's not a banner I'm looking for, is it? It's the doodah. Hold on, everybody. Let me get the doodah up. There we go. It is just here. Look, Beyond Authentic. The I in Authentic is the number 1. So that is how you can book a reading. Or rather, that is how you can find me here on the Tinterwebs, and that is also where you can find me on fiverr.com/Beyond Authentic. You can also go to our new channel memberships. Look down here, where you do get recorded videos a day early and some exclusive content. I'm going to be doing another Q&A coming up, hopefully before the end of December, hopefully before Samhain, I said, hopefully before solstice, before the 21st. We'll do a live Q&A over there. If you would like to sign up and support myself and my other half on this channel and the other channel that we've got together, then you can go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where it is spelt normally. I know I'm going to be organising all of the things. Crystal Rose, you tried to find me on Fiverr and you couldn't find it. Let me just go into the Fiverr account. 1 second. I will get the details. I'm pressing all the buttons and nothing is working. There we go. So how can I link? Oh, there we go. Look, if I do that, no, not that. Did I do that? Who was that? Urkel, wasn't it? That was Urkel. Did I do that? Here we go. I'm copying and pasting it and putting it in the doodah. I don't have mods, so I have to do everything myself. There we go. Is it in there? Did I type it? I just typed it in. There we go. There we go. Fiverr.com/users/beyond authentic. So yeah, have a look over there, and if you want a reading. Wolf Boyo, true, but still counting down the days, though I know it sounds cruel, but much prefer Will over Charles. Was hoping Charles abdicated to give Will the throne. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. He's waited 70 odd years, isn't he? He's not gonna go now. He's really not. Yajni Napol, I've got a question in from you. I'm going to star it if we get to it. I can. Who else have I got? Just wait till Prince Hunky comes to the throne. Harry's not going to be a king, though. Sorry about that, everyone. I didn't know that had just happened. Oopsie. Oh, gosh. I'm back. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. That was bonkers. It all went a little bit weird. No, William isn't Prince Hunky. Harry is Prince Hunky. Absolutely. I was saying that you all know I've got a little soft spot for me little gingers because my husband's a little ginge. But yes, right then, let's have a look at who is up next. I've done Smiley. So Katrina. Are you still here, Katrina? Katrina Page, are you here, my darling? If so, I can do a reading for you coming up. But all you need to do is come and say hello in the live chat. While we're doing that, oh, there we go. While we're doing that, don't forget, I was talking just then about the Coffee Club crew.
Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out with YouTube's algorithm. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. That's also where full details of our brand new Coffee Club Crew channel memberships are, including members only content and exclusive perks. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me.
There we go. Fantastic. I like the fact that everybody in the chat is now talking about whether Harry's going to be, William's going to be a good king or Charles is going to be a good king. I think they'll all be whatever they are. You know what I mean? I agree with Patricia. Patricia says Charles will be a wonderful king because he cares about his people. I do believe that. I do think he cares an awful lot. It's just going to be really interesting, isn't it? It's going to be really interesting over the next few years. Anyway, right then. So Katrina is here. Fantastic, my darling. I've got your question up. Let me pop that one on screen. Can I get some insight on my love life? Absolutely. So then, Dragons, Katrina R. Page would like to have a little bit of an insight into what is going on with their love life. A little bit of the jiggy, maybe. A little bit of the boom chicka wow wow. Or just a little bit of the do you love anyone enough to give them your last Rolo? You know, it could be, it doesn't have to be all bedroom stuff, does it? It could be a nice, like, here, have a rose. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, we're going to hold hands. Oh, that's really, it doesn't have to be jiggy. It could just be a nice little flirtatious building up long term into something else, couldn't it? It really could. So then, Dragons, what has Katrina got coming up in the weeks to come? And what can you tell Katrina about their love life? Let's have a little look see then. So it doesn't look like, oh, we've got Scarlet energy coming in. Oh, it might be jiggy, you know, it might be. Scarlet energy is coming in. Now Scarlet is a red dragon. She's a fire dragon, and that energy is very different. Let's have a look then. So there's no card flipped, but that's normally only with Wispy that we get the cards flipped. Here we go. Oh, Holland, 3-0 to England. 3-0. By the way, spoilers everyone, we're getting England result updates as we go through. If you're not from England, or if you don't know about the football, soccer, as everyone else in the world calls it, but we invented the sport and it's called football. Or did we invent it? The Greeks? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, there's a football thing happening called the World Cup. And apparently it's a thing and a doodah in a thing, and they kick a ball and then they can win a trophy. It's a big doodah. And it's really important for some reason. I've got no idea why it's important. Hang on, so that's the top card. So that will be the back. So that's the front, that's the front, that's the front. I always have to remember, because this deck that I use is called the vice versa deck. And so if I show you this card, this isn't your card, but if I show you the card, right, the back of the card, where normally you would have a blank pattern, the back of these cards, these are double-sided cards, and they show you different elements of what's happening. So they are super, super interesting. And so, yeah, so I have to remember which way I'm viewing them when I lay them down. So, oh, wowzer. Right. Okie dokie, Katrina. Interesting. You've got, I mean, you've got, whether or not this is going to be a good reading for you or not, it's an interesting reading. Again, earlier on, I talked about there being two different sets in the tarot deck. So we've got the major and the minor arcana. The major arcana are the headlines. Those are the fence posts. The minor arcana are all the bits and bones about the story that you read. They are the slats that go across the fence. Okay, so the important ones are the fence posts. You've got 2 out of 3 of your cards are fence post cards. They're the major arcana cards. So it's really important. Oh, bless you, Holland. So Holland's other half has been watching the soccer, the football, and Holland was able to say, oh, I think there's going to be a goal. Oh, I think there's going to be a second goal, because Holland has been watching this stream, and Holland's partner was slightly behind on the live stream on the football because they paused it, probably went for a wee or make a coffee or something. Or, you know, what do people do when do they drink beer and have pizza or something? That's what all the adverts do, isn't it? Anyway, now they've caught up, so Holland doesn't look like you know, that they're there, the bloody oracle, and that they've got this superpower of seeing like football results. Also, Holland, I've got to say, what a crap superpower that would actually be, predicting it like 30 seconds in advance of it happening. You would want, if you wanted to be able to pick football results, you'd want it at least a day in advance, so you could get down the bookies and put your mortgage on it, and then win yourself like a mortgage free house at like 10 to 1 and go and buy 10 more houses or whatever it is that people do. I don't know, but yeah, anyway, good. So then, Katrina, let's have a look. So in the past, right, and this is only really, I see 6 weeks, maybe 2 months back and 2 months forward. So we're looking at that sort of time scale. We've got the Emperor. Now, this coming up as a love life reading, this could relate to you, or this could relate to an ex. Now, if there has been an ex or somebody that has come onto the scene in the last couple of months, the Emperor energy, the energy the Emperor brings is very, very controlling, quite masculine, controlling with a small c, not a dominant controlling, but basically, if you think about what an emperor has to do, and it's funny enough, we were just talking about King Charles, weren't we? An emperor has to lead an entire nation, and sometimes quite a disparate series of nations that make up an empire, and they have to lead those people through positional political maneuverings, and also through, you know, sheer will, cult of personality, whatever you want to call it. They have to lead those people. So there's control over the big picture, and it's one of those things which is, it can be malevolent control or it can be benevolent control. It can be, you know, one or the other. And so the Emperor energy coming in, if it's talking about an ex or talking about someone that's come into your life recently, then this can be a really positive or a really negative, depending on how you take that energy response. So for instance, you know, you could be someone who is quite dominant yourself and who likes to say, this is what we're doing, and we're going to go for dinner and eat here, we're going to go to there, and tomorrow I need to do that. So it could be that, or you could be the type of person that is actually like, hey, it's fine, you know, I'll do whatever you want, it's fine, I don't mind where we eat, I don't know what we want. As long as you've got kind of one of each of those personality types, then things are fine. You know what I mean? If you're the one that says, I think we need to go to, I don't know, like Pizza Hut tomorrow for dinner. And then as long as your partner's going, okay, that sounds cool, that works. However, if you've got a partner that says, no, I want to go to restaurant, I want to go to La Piazza, you know, the French restaurant down, because that's where I want to go tomorrow. No, well, I want Pizza Hut, well, I want La Piazza. And you then get this battle going on because you've got two similar personality types. Oh, you broke up 9 months ago, right? Okay, in that case, that's that Emperor energy. Glad it's in the past now. Really glad it's in the past, because the where you are right now is the Three of Cups. Now, this is interesting because this is talking about, normally it's talking about a wider community, but this is talking about, for me, I think this is talking about having your friendships and having your wider circle, your support network in place. I think that's really important for you at the moment. You need to really build up this support network. You need to build up the people around you that are really the people around you that are really close to you, and the people, you know, your friends, your wider circle. Those are the people that you need to build up, especially because if you notice, once again, we've got the darker element of the card rather than the light. Now, this isn't saying anything is dark, but it's saying that it's going to take you to put yourself out there a little bit to get that support that you want, and also for you to be able to build yourself back up in a way, oh god, this sounds really weird, in a holistic way, but in a way that means you can still be fun and funky with your friends, and you can still have, you know, friendships and the girls round and do all of these kind of fun things that will lead you off into doing something else. And it's about having that element of, oh, how can I put it? It's about building yourself back up again, right? This Emperor energy that I'm getting is quite right. Fuck it, I'm just going to say it. I think this Emperor was a controller, like quite a dominant controller. The reason I was saying it, like the word dominant came in, I was talking, the first word that came in when I was talking about it was control. And I think that is something that, you know, I think this guy was quite toxic, and it's going to take you a little while to put those pieces back together. And I think getting the you know, this could relate to counseling, it could relate to talking to your friends, your family, your loved ones, putting those people back in place that perhaps the Emperor energy kind of started to dwindle down. And it's really important so that you are able to move forward and move beyond that relationship, both mentally and emotionally, so to get yourself out of that feeling of being under the thumb, and being controlled. Does that make sense? And then the future, and bearing in mind this is only the next 6 weeks, so we're talking up till January, the end of January probably at the latest, because I don't tend to see that much further. We've got the Hermit. Now, this is a really interesting one. Now, don't take this the wrong way either, because the Hermit doesn't mean that you are going to lock yourself away and not speak to anyone. It's like we're in lockdown situation. It's not that. The Hermit in this case is talking about you basically putting some time and spending some me time, spending some quality time rebuilding, and also just working on the things that you want to focus on and what is important to you in a relationship. So it's literally talking about basically saying that, hang on, right, it's basically saying that you have to refocus. And it's about giving yourself that time, not only to heal from that relationship, but also to refocus. And the Hermit is all about, it's not a bad thing. Being single for a little bit isn't a bad thing. Like, you can be single and perfectly happy. The Hermit isn't, this isn't a prison sentence. You're not in solitary confinement. All you're doing is basically giving yourself a little bit of space and a little bit of time to grieve for that relationship, heal from that relationship, and also to move forward into a more positive mindset, to allow yourself an open space for that new relationship. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. It does really feel Right, there we go. You've had hard time getting over it, constant reminders, memories, etc. You were together for 2 years. That hard time getting over it, this is what this is really talking about. This is talking about, you know, if you need to talk to friends and family, get counseling, all of that. This is talking about giving yourself some time afterwards, mindfully, not disassociating, but mindfully taking a step back from, maybe you had friends together and maybe that's a bit of a difficulty. Maybe, you know, you've got to make some changes in your life to build yourself back up so that you are nourishing your inner self. You are literally listening to what your needs are for once, rather than putting his needs above yours. If you were together for 2 years, you split up 9 months ago, don't feel like, oh, you should be over this already, because especially in a relationship that can be a little bit toxic and controlling, you need to give yourself that extra time to lick your wounds and to then be able to move on before even looking around for, you know, partner number 3 or 2 or the next guy, or gal or person. You know what I mean? It's not about healing really quickly. If things healed really fast, you wouldn't feel the pain in them, and you wouldn't feel the benefit of going through the positives. Does that make sense? It's like we have to have the light with the dark. It's why I'm a liminal witch. The light and the dark together is what makes life fun and worth living. Because if things were just light all the time, you wouldn't know it, because there would be no darkness to offset it. Likewise, if things were dark all the time, you wouldn't necessarily know it, because there would be no light to offset it. You have to have both. And in this instance, this relationship that ended, that emperor energy leaving your life, is still going to leave a great big emperor shaped hole in your life, even though you're like, oh, thank God for that. Now I can wear whatever color lipstick I want, or I can, you know, buy that ice cream that I always liked, but I had to buy, you know, cookie dough flavor because that's what he wanted. And actually, I just want fish food or whatever it is. I know, right? Ben and Jerry's, whatever it is. It's about being able to make those decisions for yourself again and move on. And there's going to be this echo of the relationship there, where when you first go shopping, and even for a while afterwards, you'll be like, oh, and you'll be reaching for the whatever, the cookie dough one, and subconsciously kind of putting it into your basket because that's what you've always done, even though you actually are a fish food girl or a vanilla girl or whatever it is. You actually don't want, you know, ice cream. You're there to pick up some ice lollies or whatever it is. But because it's been ingrained, it takes a while to unlearn that. So give yourself that time and give yourself that space. And that time and space is what the Hermit is talking about. Now, again, just bear in mind, I don't see years and years into the future. I don't claim any of that. If any tarot reader claims to give you a reading for 10 years down the line or 5 years down the line, they're talking out their ass. It's a scam. So basically, give yourself some time. Look towards the spring, or if you're southern hemisphere, look towards the autumn, whatever season that we're not in. Look towards the next season, look towards that change, and make some changes that will take you into spring or autumn, depending on where you are. I hope that helps, my darling. Otherwise, look at that. Yes, other brands of ice cream are available. Absolutely, Ed. He's clearly over it fast, and that hurts too. But that's because he's an emperor. And the other word for the emperor, like if he's a controlling arsehole, then he's a controlling arsehole. Just because he's the emperor of his own little world, there are different emperors, you know what I mean? This guy was an arsehole. So in that case, of course he's going to move on, because he doesn't really care. He's all about himself. He's me. I've got a trophy on my arm. I control that trophy and tell that trophy what they can eat and what I make that trophy by cookie dough ice cream. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about. Of course, when that relationship ends, that person, that character, is always going to go and find the next person that buys them their cookie dough ice cream. Of course they are. They don't give, like the emperor doesn't give a stuff who it is, as long as they get their cookie dough ice cream. And you can use that as an analogy for sex, power, control, whatever, right? At the end of the day, it isn't about the person they're with. The fact they've moved on so quickly from you is because the relationship was never about you. It was about them and they're getting their needs met, not about you and yours. It was all about their needs. And at the end of the day, you have to be able now to move forward and say, I want my needs met. and more power to him. If the Emperor's over there getting his cookie dough ice cream, he can get his cookie dough ice cream from 3 or 4 different freezers, if you get my drift. He can get his cookie dough ice cream handed to him on a plate by multiple people. It doesn't matter, because you never liked cookie dough ice cream anyway. You were a fish food girl or a vanilla girl, and that's the important thing. It was never about you. It was always about him. Now you're able to move forward. You can say, actually, I'm never going to have cookie dough ice cream ever again. All I'm going to have from this moment forward is the ones that I like. I'm going to have fish food, caramel choo-choo, or whatever the flavors are in Ben & Jerry's. And I'm gonna, or do you know what? I'm never going to eat ice cream again because I don't actually like it. I would prefer a hot dessert. Whatever it is, you make your own way and you move your own way forward, my darling. It doesn't matter what he's doing, because it was never about you in the first place. The Emperor, unless you are up there and he treats you like an empress, anything less, and that relationship was never about you. It was about where we can get his cookie dough ice cream from, or his rocks off, his money, his power, his control, whatever it is that you swap out. That's the important thing. And that is your reading, my darling. I hope that helps. Whew. Feels like we're firing on all cylinders tonight, doesn't it? I really do. Oh, thank you. You just put wow. No worries. I hope that helps, my darling. Just remember, at the end of the day, if a man or if a woman, if a person, if anybody out there is so controlling that they make you give up your fish food ice cream and settle for cookie dough when it isn't what you want, find someone else. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Find someone else. Life is too short to eat crap ice cream. I am really pushing this metaphor, but it works, doesn't it? It works, whether that is a sexual analogy, whether that is a power, a dominance, a control, a money thing, or whatever. It does not matter. Anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. And yeah, come and let us know how things are going in the new year, in the weeks to come. Come and let us know how things are. But that, for now, that is your reading, and I hope it really helps. As Patricia says there, look, you can only see and appreciate the stars by seeing them in the dark. Yep. You can observatories can see the stars 24/7. Do they look really pretty during the daylight hours? No, of course not. Of course not. But if you want to lie back and look up at the stars and see patterns and things, you have to do that at nighttime. In the darkest hours, you get the clearest skies. And that is it. Right, I'm going to move on now, but thank you very much for your reading, Katrina. I hope that helps. Yeah, I like that too, Ed. Right then, so I've got a couple more readings in. M12. There's a motorway. M12. Are you still here, my darling? If so, come and say hello in that there live chat. We are rocking through this tonight. I've got a couple more questions in, it looks like. Don't forget, if you would like a tarot reading, you do need to be over here on the YouTube channel. The details are just up there. Look, that's the one. You do need to be on the YouTubes, and you do need to be subscribed. Now, once you have subscribed, give it 5 minutes, and then you can ask your question in the live doodah. Yeah, you can in the live doodah. Look at that. Oh, Red Cap's here. Hello, Red Cap. I hope you are well, Samat. And yeah, good evening to you. M12 is here. Fabulous. Hello, M12. You're here. Fabulous. Right, let's get to your question then. Let's go back to where it was. Here we go. Hi, new here. How does E view me, and does he think about me? A lot of relationship issues tonight, isn't there? Right. Oops, dropped the bell. Sorry, dragons. What is going on with my hands today? Bear with. Right, let me lick my fingers. That's what it was. You see, it needed, sometimes in life, dry isn't good enough, is it? You need it a little bit moist to get a proper grasp of things, if you get my drift. Anyway, I know, right? Nobody likes it dry, do they? Lick your fingers, it always feels better. Anyway, dragons, good evening. We've got M12 who would like to know, how does E view them? Does he think about me? So then, dragons, if you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, if you are new to the channel, when I say dragons, I'm talking about elemental energy that is the embodiment of dragons here on this channel. So that is how we access the Akasha, or how I access the Akashic memories, the Akashic records, which is where the tarot knowledge comes from. That information is relayed to me somehow, some way. I don't know how. It's almost like how I don't understand how television works or phones. Like the information appears in your phone and then you hear someone's voice that you recognize. How does that work? I've got no idea. I think it's magic. So yes, Crystal Rose, did I see your question? Did I see your question? I'm not sure that I did. Bear with. I'm scrolling back up. I don't think I did. No. Bear with. I'm scrolling. Oh, Necroneo recommends The Sandman on Netflix. Ooh. Is it good? Yeah, I hope it's good. I hope it's a good thingy. Disenchantment as well. Thank you very much for that. I'll have a look at that one as well. Crystal Rose, I can't find your question. Oh yeah, I've got it there. Actually, I found it. Oops, sorry. Right, I'll add that on if I've got time. I will add you on. We have only got 23 minutes left, so if I can get to you, Crystal Rose, I will do. Right then. So let's have a look. So then, dragons, how does E view M12? Does he think about me? Let's have a look. So we did have a card jump out as I was shuffling, which is the Three of Swords. Now, this is a very traditional image, but it's actually on a shield, but it's the heart. Now, this is your modifier. This is your clarifying card. Now, the Three of Swords, especially with this heart in, often represents heartache, heartbreak, heartache, a feeling of disappointment, a feeling of loss, a feeling of things not being what you want, being stabbed in the heart multiple times, basically. So yeah, that is something that this is the overriding feeling for this reading. So let me do your cut. I was miming it, wasn't I? Oh wow, very definitive cut. The cards knew exactly where they wanted to fall. Past, present, future. Let's have a look. Right then. Oh gosh. Right. Okay. So before I go any further, I have to say, M12, when we're looking at relationships and questions, how does he view you? Does he think about you? Do you want him to? Because we've not got good vibes here. That is not a good vibe card. And neither is this. So in the past, we've got the Knight of Swords. Now, the only upside is that this is the more positive element. Look at that. Can you see the difference? Can you see the difference? Not really, not hugely. The way it's come up, the sky is just clearing or just getting darker. The Knight of Swords. So knights, in my understanding, how I interpret the Knight of Swords is it's very much teenage rebellious energy, but it's very selfish energy as well. It's very much, again, a bit like we had with the last reading. It's about making sure that that person has their cookie dough ice cream. In fact, I'll come back to that, but it is very much about, I want my cookie dough ice cream, and if I don't get it, I'm going to throw a tantrum. That is the vibe that the Knight of Swords brings. Swords is very much trouble and strife. Swords is very much it's the obstacles, it's the challenges, it's the things that are combating each other. Okay, so swords is very much the sort of the clash. Now, you ended things a few weeks ago. Were you heartbroken? Were you the one that was like, I've had enough of this? Because the fact that you're asking about whether he still thinks of you means that you've got unfinished business. I don't think he does, particularly because we've got that Knight of Swords energy, and knights are the ones that race in where angels fear to tread. Literally, a knight's whole role is to be the first guard, and then the king stands back here. The knight is the one that goes and does the fighting on the front lines. Effectively, they are almost the cannon fodder of their day, of the medieval world. Especially when we're looking at swords, because they will go straight in, all guns, all swords slashing, all guns blazing, without even thinking about consequences. And even if they were told the consequences, they'd go ahead and do it anyway, and to hell with them. And it's that sort of energy that we're getting, especially because in the present we've got the 9 of Swords reversed. Now the 9 of Swords, look how glowing these swords are. Does that look like a nice warm glow? No, this is white hot anger energy. This is white hot. And if you notice, like this way round, if everything's kind of around the person, it almost looks like the swords here are behind them. They're sort of, but here they are faced with a huge blockage, right? What that person is looking at is all of these glowing anger white hot swords blocking the way forward, blocking any movement. So when you're talking about do they think about you, and if so, how do they think about you, we really are looking at this situation where at the moment there is no movement. You are stuck, and I think they are stuck as well, because there is just this huge pile of shit standing in the room that neither of you are metaphorical room that neither of you are addressing, and it's basically stopping any further movement from happening. It's a massive obstacle. Now I wouldn't in any way, shape or form suggest you have a conversation and like try and smooth things over. This is just at the moment, this is there, if that makes sense, and it needs addressing. It's kind of like the elephant in the room. If the elephant was glowing swords of doom, then that is what that would be representative of. Does that make sense? The 3 of Swords here is really coming through. The fact that you've got the first 3 cards that you drop are sword cards is really showing that this is not a well-signed relationship. This is something that I would say has more obstacles than paths forward, to be honest with you. And it's almost like a maze where just when you work out that this is the path you need to go, all of the walls shift, and it's like or like a garden maze where you've got it's all laid out, you've got all the hedges, and then just when you think things are going that way, the hedge moves. And it's almost like in The Shining, you know what I mean? It's like things don't quite, the room shouldn't really be there, it's all a little bit weird. It's that kind of vibe, especially because what we've got coming up in the future card, interesting, we were just talking about it, it's the Emperor who's come the same way round. So this is the future. Now this can mean one of two things. This could mean that you've got a much better relationship coming your way in the future if you are into masculine energy, because the Emperor really does bring that masculine energy, whatever that means, whatever your interpretation of that is. But the Emperor is somebody who is very controlling. Okay, so again, the benevolent side of the Emperor is that they're controlling their entire people for the betterment of everyone, uplifting everyone, bringing literally when everybody floats up, everybody does better. It's that. However, we've all seen Game of Thrones. We all know how ultimate power corrupts ultimately, or absolute power corrupts absolutely. We've all seen Joffrey on the throne, didn't we? And we saw how that ended, and we saw that tyrannical element. And this is that flip side of the Emperor. Now, the one thing I will say is that this is the Emperor face on, so it is a more positive. I don't know what that was. A more positive side of the Emperor, but still, you're asking very specifically on whether he thinks about you. I think he does, and I think there's almost like unfinished business here from his perspective. What I would say is purely and simply for you, my darling, look at what you need. Look at your needs moving forward. If this was the right decision to end it, then let it go. The fact that you're still asking this question means that there is unfinished business here for you, because you've got, this is the overriding, and this is where you are. This isn't where he is. This is where you are. You are the one that is heartbroken. So it almost feels like you're second guessing your decision. Almost feels like you're like, yeah, but maybe it wasn't that bad. And maybe it wasn't, we could have worked it out if No, it was the right decision. You feel he wasn't giving enough, so I ended the connection. Absolutely. Especially with his Emperor energy. He wants his cookie dough ice cream. Didn't know if he cared or not when we dated. Again, Emperor energy. Not all emperors, and mostly like the Emperor card is quite a positive card, but the fact that it's come up back to back about a guy in a relationship that is over, and the cards know, the dragons know, they know that basically if that card now means for tonight's session that the Emperor represents that type of person, they will bring that card back to represent another person of a similar type, a similar archetype. And so that's why that Emperor comes back in. It could have been a king, it could have been all manner of cards, a high priest, it could have been all sorts. But the fact that it was the same card means it's bringing that same sort of energy, and that would be a massive red flag, my darling. It's probably not the information you wanted to hear, but I'm not here to give you to blow smoke up your ass, and I'm not here to say tall, dark, handsome stranger coming around the corner in the next few months. Not what I do. I tell it as it is, and I give you the honest truth, the authentic truth that the cards give me. That's why the channel is called Beyond Authentic. That's what we're about here, and that is the only way that I can read tarot, my darling. So I hope that does help. I hope it's a bit of a warning. Will someone new come in not interested in Emperor again? I don't know, my darling, because your question was very, very specifically about him. Your question was literally, how does he view me? Does he think about me? He's about to go off and be his own Emperor again, get his cookie dough ice cream. For you to move forward, you need to be able to put this relationship to bed. At the moment, because you've got that Three of Swords card, that whilst that is still coming up as your modifier, as your clarifier, you are not going to be able to move forward. So you need to be able to get rid of that before you can move on. And that's a key thing. Okay, once that is no longer, once you're not thinking, oh, I'll just go and ask a tarot reader if he's still thinking about me. Once you're not bothered about whether he's thinking about you or not, once you've closed that chapter and he means nothing to you, once you've done that, then you'll be able to move forward into a relationship. But at the moment, you're still hooked. You say you severed the connection. It's still there. It's absolutely there. And it's because you're thinking, oh, what if, I hope he thinks about me because I hope, no. You're the one that is still holding on to that connection. So you need to let that go before anybody else can come in. Otherwise, there's going to be that blockage. I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. Right then, we are about to run out of time. I've got 2 more in. I'm going to try and do these as fast as I can. So I'll go to Crystal Rose next. Crystal Rose, my darling, I know that you are definitely here. After Crystal Rose, I'm going to be asking for Yajni Napal. If you're here as well, Yajni, or Yarni Napal, if you're here as well, please do hang on a second. I will get to you as soon as I can. I can go slightly later than 9 o'clock, not an awful lot though, because I do have to go and eat. But we will, I guess the only upside of not having mods is that if we do need to go slightly later, then we can do. Although I'd much rather have mods. But anyway, let's not get into that. M12, thank you. Exactly what I wanted to hear. No problem, my darling, and some hearts. Thank you very, very much. I hope that it helps. Don't forget, come and let us know in the weeks to come how things are going, how you're feeling, and, give it a couple of weeks or so, give it 2 or 3 weeks, and come back maybe in the new year and get yourself another tarot reading. I'll certainly be here streaming. Crystal Rose, right then, my darling, let's have a look at your question. A general love reading, please. Okay, we can do that. So then, dragons, Crystal Rose would like a general reading about their love life, a general romantic. Is something going to happen? Is it going to be a boom chicka wow wow, a jiggy jiggy, or hearts and flowers and, violins and boom boxes outside of windows? I know, right? There's multiple film references there. Let me know, dragons, so I can pass it on to Crystal Rose. Let's have a look at what we've got. Oh, we've got a nice smooth shuffle now. I should lift the cards up, shouldn't I, when I shuffle? The only thing is I have to really concentrate on you, because if I even look at the cards for a second as they're scrolling past, obviously I could unintentionally, what's it called? Control, influence, unintentionally. I know, right? I'm an influencer. I could unintentionally influence, whoopsie, the cards. As it was, I just pour them all over the desk. So, you know, that's good. Right. So I don't think we've got a card jumping. So this isn't wispy. We've only had wispying once tonight, haven't we? But anyway, let's have a look. So I'm going to do your drop, Crystal Rose. There we go. They weren't sure. There was a bit of a slidey card there on top. Look. They're a little bit uncertain. Oh, right, okay. Now you saw how long I shuffled for, right? You saw me cut the cards. We've got some repeat cards here. Now, repeat cards is literally the way that the dragons, the elemental energies, give me that similar information to tell me that there is a similar situation here that we've already encompassed, right? We've already come across tonight. I'll tell you what, hang on, let me just take a sip of coffee. For those of you with misophonia, I'm going to play something. Crystal Rose, bear with. I'm going to play something for 6 seconds while I take a slurp of coffee. Yes, indeed. So once you have subscribed, you are a weirdling on this channel. Anyway, so we've got a couple of cards that have repeated from previous readings. Now, you're looking at your love life. There is nothing here specifically romance related. There are no cups. We haven't got the lovers. There's nothing here going on, which means one of two things could be happening, Crystal Rose. Either the cards have a different message for you, or this message is kind of a little bit, it's not going to be the message that you wanted. Put it that way. Right. So in the past position, we have once again the King of Swords, and once again he's come up that way round. Now I do turn the cards, and I do, you know, I put them down and they get shifted around quite a bit. But the King of Swords is representative of trouble and strife. It's representative of obstacles and challenges. Now the King of Swords is basically representative of a fairly big relationship or a fairly big issue in your past love lives. Now again, this is one that was sort of standing a little bit cold and aloof, rather than this side where the king is like full on bringing the fire from the gods. It's not that. This is a more, it's not quite emperor energy. It's under that. It's not domineering or controlling in that same way, but there's been a challenge. So it's talking about how, you know, in previous relationships there's been this element of things not being quite as smooth, or not necessarily in all your previous relationships, but in the last one, things weren't quite as smooth. There was always this sort of rubbing each other up the wrong way. Does that make sense? Almost like there weren't huge rows, but they were niggly little constant, like, the thing I'm getting is the cut, what is it? Death of 1,000 cuts. Is that the one? Yeah, like a paper cut isn't going to kill you. 25,000 paper cuts, you're going to know it. And it's that sort of energy. It's that sort of thing that I'm getting here with the king. It's very much like small little snip, snip, stab, stab, stabs, rather than off with your head. Does that make sense? So it's not as if like the previous relationship was a whole vicious, nasty blur. It's just there was like an underlying 3-0 to England at full time. Yay, it's coming home. Football's coming home to something. Yay, Gaza, go Gaza, go on. Gary Neville and Paul Lineker. Yay, go on, Steve. Right, no, all of those players. Yay. Kevin Keegan, that's it. Yay, go on, up the Keegan. Go on, Matthew Letizia. It shows how long my knowledge of sport ball is. But anyway, well done, Ed. So yeah, the King of Swords in this instance, it's that kind of glad you're out of it situation. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it wasn't horrendous. It wasn't like controlling. You didn't have to go to a refuge. It wasn't like one of those relationships. It was just like, I don't know why. Almost it feels like sibling energy. Does that make sense? You know, like where brothers and sisters often go, it's that bickering energy. That's what I'm getting from this. So that's like your previous relationship was really bickery, but where you're headed right now is actually quite a nice moment because you're at the Page of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles is normally about money. It can also mean work. So this can mean a little bit of work on yourself to kind of get over the bickering, right? Maybe look at why that relationship went the way it was. What was it about you that liked the bickering? What was it about you that kept things going in that way? Also, what was it about them that you absolutely will never settle for ever again? And this is often, I think, you know, unless a relationship's been absolutely like horrendously bad, all relationships teach you about what you want, what you need. So if your relationship was really good and you had this like, oh my God, I really like them, but you know, unfortunately it was never meant to be, the things you liked about that relationship you can look for in the future, not necessarily about that person, not the same, you know, I'm not saying that you go like, oh my God, the last person I met was 6'2" and a trucker, therefore I can only date 6'2" truckers. No. What I'm talking about is if the last relationship was somebody who was, you know, if it was a good relationship and it was somebody who was really compassionate, really caring about the environment, about animals, really kind of like, you know, wanting to help, and that was what attracted you to them, then that's something you look for again. If it was somebody, you know, that was a real go-getter and they set goals and they woke up at 5 o'clock every morning and ran for 10 miles and then they had a grapefruit for breakfast and they went off and they did their, you know, if it was that go-getting, if that's what attracted you, look for somebody with a similar personality type. And it's that sort of thing. So this work element that the page is representing, page is childhood, page is innocence, page is that sort of opening up your eyes and putting a little bit of work in. And also where we've got the especially with this card, look, here's the reverse. Now that is a very different image to this. This is very much a touchy-feely, like the characters in green, we're standing on the green. This is like they're holding a glowing orb of knowledge. The light is shining on their face. They've got this knowledge there. You know, they've got the stars in the background. So we're out in nature. There's this really nice feeling about it. This is where you are now. This is where you basically have to put a little bit of work in for you, Crystal Rose. So you need to basically go, what am I after? What do I want? What are the things that are going to spark joy in my next relationship? And also what are my red flags? What am I not going to accept? And it's about spending that time literally gazing into your orb of experience, your glowing ball of wisdom. Gaze into it, work out what that means for you, because in the future we've got a card that I think this is more of a warning of where you are headed if you repeat things, right? Because we've got the 9 of Swords again. Now this is that burning hot white flaming swords, that burning hot metal of obstacles and challenges where you've got this blockage, and it feels like whatever this relationship was, whatever happened, this little bickering, it feels like that has created almost a pattern. And I would say that the pattern, this is the last, your last King of Swords that you've just got rid of, or that just got rid of you, whichever way around it was, but your last King of Swords was not your first King of Swords. I think that relationship pattern has come round several times, and that's what this is talking about. This blockage without this work is literally saying, unless you gaze into that orb of wisdom and do that, put that work in a very innocent and naive, in a good way, naive way, where you are literally like fully engaged, eyes open, consciously looking at what it was that went wrong in that relationship, what those patterns were and how you can avoid them. Unless you do that, that pattern's going to repeat because you're blocked right now. Like these obstacles are so much, they're so ingrained that it's almost like, you know, if that 6'2" trucker that is your type if the last 3 6'2" truckers did the dirty on you at all the various truck stops with all the various men and women and non-binary folk in all the cars, and they basically were just like, I'm on the road, it doesn't count. If that 6'2" trucker kept doing that repeatedly, eventually you might think to yourself, maybe I'm going to have a 6'2" policeman, or maybe I'll have a 5'8" fireman, or maybe I'll you know, oh, this person's 5'11" and works in Walmart. That sounds really interesting because they're a really nice person. Eventually things will change, because eventually you'll realize maybe I'm looking at the wrong type of person for a relationship. And that's what this is saying. This is saying that this blockage is so ingrained, it's literally like it is stopping you from moving forward right now. It's not this one where you're sat there in a calm manner. I mean, look, this has got a cloak on and everything. It's a whole different personality. It's a whole different feeling. So I do think I'm going to pull you one more card. Now, because the way this deck is done, normally, dragons, be aware, normally I would pull the next top card. But obviously, in this instance, we can see what the cards are because the backs aren't covered. So I'm going to split the deck like that. And I'm going to do a couple of very quick splits. And then I'm going to, dragons, I'm going to rifle. No, I'm not going to rifle through. I want you to do a drop, dragons, to get the card that is going to be, if Crystal Rose is able to take this card's advice in the present and actually look at what the relationship patterns are, where are we then headed? Because I think this is giving you a snapshot of where you are prior to this reading. I think things are going to change. I honestly think things are going to change. So let me do a drop. Dragons, one single card, please. We go. Is that a single drop? It feels like no. It's going to go again. It's going to go again. There we go. The cards weren't sure. They weren't sure at all. There was another drop. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm glad I did that. Crystal Rose, we've got the King of Wands. It's reversed, but don't worry, I'll explain. We've got the King of Wands. This is lovely. Oh my God. So we've got the King of Swords in your past and the King of Wands in your future. Now, all right, that's the King of Wands that way round, right? So that's the more positive aspect. This is slightly hidden. So this is really longer term. And this is something which, as I say, I don't normally read more than 6 weeks to 2 months in the future. This is much longer term because it's coming up reversed, or it's coming up with a back to us. So we can't quite see this yet. But what I've got here, look at the story this card is saying. In the past, we've got the King of Swords. Quite problematic, lots of minor issues, not going all full out to war, but being prepared for war at all times. Then we've got the advice for you. Look at what's important, learn from the relationship, navel gaze, look into what happened, look into what was good for you, bad for you, learn those lessons. And then we've got the warning. If you don't if you don't learn those lessons, you are going to be stuck. This is going to be a blockage that you are going to take with you. The cycle's going to repeat and it's going to happen all over again. However, if you do, as I asked specifically, if you do this, what's coming your way? The King of Wands. This is security. This is the exact opposite of the King of Swords. This is literally the type of relationship where, oh my God, you're going to get yourself a Rufus. You're going to get yourself a Rufus. Oh, I'm feeling up. I'm feeling really emotional now. You're going to get yourself a Rufus. You're going to find that match that is potentially the one, right? That is going to come your way. It's way off, though. It's way off. This is not like spring next year. This is not January next year. We're probably talking 2023 because it's come up here. The dragons can see it. So yeah, this is very much one of those elements where I think you are going to find the exact antithesis of this King of Swords, and it's going to come your way a little bit unexpectedly, because that's why we've got the reversal here. We're seeing the back of the throne rather than the front of the card, so it's going to come from a little bit of left field, but it feels very much like you need to put this work in now, and however long that takes, you need to be able to clear that crap energy out so that you don't have this blockage, because what we've got coming is the King of Wands. Now, Wands is security. Wands is that feeling of being looked after, being nurtured, being loved passionately, but also being supported and having that but having somebody who is your partner, not just a lover or not just a friend, a partner in all things. And the word partner now is just like the person you're with. No, 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 no. It's your partner. It's your other half. It completes you. It's the yin to your yang. And basically that is what is coming up in every single way. That the King of Swords wasn't right for you, the King of Wands is going to be, because they're bringing that sense of, like, they're confident in who they are without being arrogant. They're bringing that warm and loving and sort of passionate kind of sense of wanting to make things right and comfortable, and wanting you to be your own person within that relationship, not in a controlling way. This isn't somebody who's going to be like, you know, fish food or cookie dough. This is someone who's going to be like, let's just get all the flavors and we can have a little bit of everything. This is one of those. This is like the Baskin Robbins ice cream, 53 flavors or 31 flavors, whatever it is, type person. This is the person that is going to come in and completely lift you up and support you. And I don't know when this is coming, but my God, is this really, really positive. And it's a whole you relationship. It isn't just about the nether regions. This isn't just about the head. This is everything connecting. This is a genuine warmth. And it also, if you notice, this isn't a cup card, which means this isn't based entirely on jiggy jiggy. And this isn't based entirely on romance. This goes beyond that. So because this is coming from left field, maybe think about friends that may have a slight interest, or that you might have a slight interest in. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. But anyway, there we go, Crystal Rose. Oh my God, look at all this. Oh, thank you. We do, don't we? We do. Oh, thank you so much. No, honestly, no problem, my darling. I'm really, I'm glad I pulled that fourth card, because it is really, really important. I'm really glad I pulled it. But that is going to be it, everybody. We did put the call out for Yajni and Paul. Unfortunately, they haven't responded, but unfortunately that is going to be it for tonight. It's already nearly 9:10, yeah, that is going to be it. I need to go and eat something because I haven't eaten yet tonight. So that is it from me here on this channel. But thank you so much to everybody who has popped in tonight. Thank you to the wonderful people that asked the questions, every single querent they're called, but every one of you that asked a question. Thank you to every single subscriber, all of my new subscribers. I will be back, hopefully, all well and good, next Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. Thank you very much to Ed over on Facebook, keeping the Facebook page nicely moderated. And thank you once again to all of you for watching. If you are here in the replay crew and you are watching this on the replay crew, then please do give us some much love. I'm really pleased we had a really nice uplifting reading to end with. Actually, that's really nice. I'm really pleased about that. But yeah, give us a lovely heart, do the likey thing, the commenting thing, the subscribing thing, all of those. Ding that bell, change your notifications to all of the things that you can do on the YouTubes and beyond. If you have been wanting a reading but you weren't able to actually get one this evening, please do either go over to fiverr.com/beyondauthentic or pop back in next Sunday, and hopefully you'll be able to get a reading then. Thank you so much to everybody for joining me tonight. It's really weird not having any moderators on the channel. It is very bizarre. I am going to be just rolling with it for the next few weeks, and we'll see what happens. But thank you so much to everybody for joining me. Don't forget, if you would like to support myself on this channel just a little bit more, you can go across to buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, where you can buy me a single coffee, or you can become a channel member, and you can get videos, the pre-filmed videos a day early. We've got some more videos that we're going to be filming, including a health and cancer update, and some videos on this channel looking at some brand new tarot cards and oracle cards that I bought. And also, my goal for 2023 is to start teaching tarot. That's all I'm saying about that. But if you want to be involved in any of that and you want any advanced information, go across there or buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. Something keeps popping behind me, and I will see you very, very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out with YouTube's algorithm. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell, and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. That's also where full details of our brand new Coffee Club Crew channel memberships are, including members only content and exclusive perks. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me.